Hello and welcome to Sequence Break 14, a podcast about Final Fantasy 14. Unfortunately, I gone and done fucked up the intro. So, while everyone else is gone, I am re-recording this intro. So, today's date is October 20th, 2015. We are on episode 134. If you're wondering about seasons of who knows what, here comes in my head Joe and company singing. Thank goodness they're not here. Season 3, episode 13? It's 13-1-3. Anyways, before we go on, I would like to give a shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you for your generous time and donations. David Weiss, Norissa Zeldori, Jane Norris, and Louise. Thank you again for subscribing to our podcast and being dedicated fans. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully you'll get to hear more of our shenanigans. But now I'm going to stop, and we are going to have an awkward phase into the real episode, because that's where everyone is. So bye. Well, not bye, because I'll be saying hi soon or something. Yeah, let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sequence Break 14, a podcast about Final Fantasy 14. I am your host today, Calera. With me today is actually everyone, which is kind of weird. It's like, ew, get away.
Everybody in the house.
Oh gosh,
she needs her space.
Siri's there. Joe's in the corner. I think Oro's somewhere there.
Bye, everybody.
Ew, go away. Go away. This week, there's actually news to talk about. Void Arc preview, the reclamation of unused housing areas. All Saints Wake is coming really, really close by. We're gonna revisit the European Data Center, the Zodiac Weapon quest nerfs, and then we have several, well, not several, actually just two Reddit topics. Tanking meta, and I love a minimum, not really minimum, because it really isn't. It is.
It really
It's definitely...
We've learned this.
Yeah.
That's actually why I wanted this on this docket tonight.
Yeah, so we are going to begin. We're going to jump right into the Void Arc preview. And it looks the same as it did a month ago at Tokyo Game
Well, I mean,
Show.
we do get a little bit of information. Like, we now know what the minimum eye level is, and what the time frame is, and what the quest is, and we're getting a little better view of the gear, which I don't like at all. But I think the big thing that comes out of it is the whole, you get to see Diablos again.
Yes, I was actually really excited about that. I'm kinda keeping my fingers and toes crossed that we are going to see a revisit of the Diablos mechanics in 11, which were the falling platforms, because I admit I would like to see several alliances fall to their deaths.
But do you really want to be in Crystal Tower for more than an hour?
For 2, to be exact, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour time limit.
Yeah, that's right. It's 120 minutes.
It's a lot of minutes.
It is a lot of minutes, but I think the first time around I would be laughing. Maybe the second time, maybe the third time, I would still be laughing, because...
But what about the next week?
What about the 17th time and the 400th time? You're like, please, dear God, why are you falling off these platforms?
Then I would know who the scrubs are from the non-scrubs. Because at least you gotta admit, for those who did play Final Fantasy XI and the Diablos fight, you actually had to fucking pay attention, or at least know what the fuck you were doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You gotta pay attention to what you're doing for the fucking Diablos fight in 14.
That's funny.
That is true.
What doors are we doing? What's the door?
Wait,
It's
you
too good.
just don't DPS him down and then win?
Do you know how many
No.
times I've done that fight and I still have no idea how those doors work? I just like wait patiently while everyone else says, "Oh, I'll do the doors." Blah 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 blah. I'm just looking like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm just gonna
No,
sit
no.
here and tank.
I had a great deal of fun trying to remember how to do the doors while drunk and without a fucking pet. The last one we ran on Saturday or Friday, whatever it was. Oh, that was so bad. How many times did we wipe? 4 times.
I can't remember. I thought it was like, this is really sad. Why are we wiping? We're dead. Oh my gosh, we're dead.
In
We're
my
dead.
defense, I was drunk as shit, and you guys entrusted the doors to me, so poo on you.
Hey, you said you would do them. I just was
Because
like,
I was drunk.
All right, mom
Wah,
and dad.
wah, wah, wah.
It's okay.
I know next
Anyway.
time not to trust a drunk man.
Never. I don't know. So thus far, I mean, the images we're seeing look very similar to the walkthrough video we had. Lots of purple, lots of shadows. Looks nice and dark and scary. The one thing that I did see, and there's been some wild speculation kind of floating around. Joe and I had a conversation. There's a version of the Void Arc outside kind of overview done, not rendered in game, but art version, like the artist version.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at the very bottom, there's a platform at the bottom that looks like a person with like wings going back and robes coming down from his waist
Yeah.
in like stone form.
Yes.
And one of the things they mentioned in a recent live letter was that there were going to be a few throwbacks to older Final Fantasies here and there. It wasn't going to be strictly like Crystal Tower was, where it was a homage to the entirety of 3, but there were going to be throwbacks to various ones, like we see with Diablos. And with the fact that we now have the Warring Triad sitting in Azus Law, and that stone statue sitting at the bottom, like the thoughts of a Kefka-esque fight are ruminating in the back of my head, and I'm getting really, really fucking hype. I'm telling myself it's not true because I don't want to be super disappointed, but if it happens, I swear to God, I'll scream.
Yeah, just imagine, it's they went with the formula for the Crystal Towers, where it's 3 boss fights. Well, you have the Warring Triad, but it's a climb, just like the final boss fight in 6, where you fight each one going up, and then at the very top, you have, the angel at the end where you get to fight.
Yep.
I would cry. I would literally start tears falling from my eyes.
And they have a little remix of Dancing Mad or something. I don't know.
I'm not keeping my hopes up because they did say that it is unique to 14.
Correct. But they also said there's me throwbacks to older Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not trying to hype up anybody, and I'm not trying to get my own hopes up. But when people started putting that connection together, and that image looks pretty solid, it's now something that I'm keeping in mind, and I'm going to definitely throw myself into Void Arc as soon as possible.
Solid.
I
As opposed
also
to
would
runny.
be, yeah. Oh wow.
Wow.
I would actually be happy if they didn't do anything with the Warring Triad yet, and have it be more important to the story, maybe a 3.2 thing, actual content besides just the thing we're going to be running every week for a piece of gear or a gear upgrade.
Note that the prerequisite is a quest that doesn't exist yet.
So it's
That's
tied
true.
to story.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be story. I mean, but we kind of figured that kind of sort of, maybe.
Mhm.
Because
Or-
it's the same as last
I
time.
mean, I'm sure if it's not story, it's like talk to this NPC, and that quest involves like talking to the dude next to the dude you got that quest from, and then I don't know, flying towards it, the Void Arc.
I'm just, I can't help but think of so many things, but either way, I just want something. Give it. Is it November yet? Is it November yet?
We're
10
pretty
days.
close, but not close enough.
I know it's not close enough.
So we have potentially 20 days before the patch.
That's the theory.
It's pretty much a month in itself.
Yeah, if you think of it like that, it's pretty damn close.
So we also have the reclamation of inactive housing. So if you're on a server like ours, which is Excalibur, you're probably one of those people, if not free companies, that's going, where are the houses? Where are the houses? Where? Well,
I'm
You
pretty
won't
sure
have.
every server, like, are there any servers that have open wards
Maybe a
as of
really low
nowadays?
pop server.
I I'm almost certain that even low population servers have no housing left because
Wow.
well, the
Because they probably got snatched up by the time the prices got
Yeah.
within range, so nothing is unclaimed.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, either way, if you have not accessed your free company or your personal housing within about 45 days, you can say goodbye, farewell. No one's gonna finish that. It's alright.
Avita saying goodbye.
Too
Yeah.
late! You can just say goodbye to your house. Don't worry, your I don't know, your personal belongings or whatnot will be found on an NPC that will give it to you, except for the ones that destroy upon picking up, like the Garuda chair. I can't
So there,
believe.
there,
Yep.
there are certain things like the construction permit, the furnishing destroyed, like you said, Garuda chair,
Mhm.
housing exteriors, private chambers, and company workshops are all non-redeemable.
Yep.
Anything else, indoor, outdoor furnishing, and 80% of the price you paid will be returned to you via the resident caretaker.
Which is nice. I mean, 80%?
Wow.
That's better than
It's
losing
really
all
a
your
generous
money.
system, and I think I know why. A friend and I were having a conversation on Twitter about this today, and it's basically derived from the fact that the housing situation is not well implemented.
Yeah.
Because if it's a personal house, there's a plethora of reasons why someone would take a 2 month sabbatical from the game,
Yeah.
life, whatever.
Like
but to
now.
have it, yeah, like exactly like now. But for an entire free company and not a single person to log in that 45-day window is, there's no reason for them to own that. But because you're tying free company and personal housing to the same style of housing, you have to put some kind of recompense to the people who have real life frustrations that have to go away on business for 4 weeks or something like that, and they hit that 45-day timer for some silly reason.
Yeah.
They would be penalized if you didn't recompense them something for a real life event. Whereas if you had multiple people, you can kind of get around that to some degree. And had they split the housing, I don't think we would have this issue right now. But we don't, so we kind of have to work with the restrictions they've given us.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I know that I said this many, many, many episodes ago in season 2, but it's still, to this day, I just think it's kind of crazy that they went back on what they were saying and decided to merge free company and personal housing together. I know, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, it's still kind of like, seriously?
It's like they were trying to avoid instancing so that they would have like a community feel. The problem is that when you have different wards, you're already instancing things as it is.
Yes.
So you're kind of working against the principle
Mhm.
you've already created, which is just kind of redundant and silly.
I mean, it doesn't matter because we still have instances and we still have all this bullshit
Exactly.
to deal with. I mean, so either way, it just seems like a really shoddy thing. And I mean, I wish that it was different. To this day, I still wish that housing was different. But it is what it is, and I guess as long as people are able to get the house that they want, or
No.
second to what they want,
There's
third.
there is it, the housing ward is so, I don't know. It's not very well laid out, let's put it that way.
No.
Like ideally, your ideal house would obviously be probably big and close to your aetheryte crystal so that you can teleport to it, or sorry, friends can teleport to it quickly, and right next to a market board. And that's not every house. And all the houses that are like that are not necessarily like the biggest house, or
User in
not
your channel
necessarily
timed
all
out.
small houses or whatever, or not necessarily something that's always going to be in your price range. So I think the sort of that neighborhood where our free company house is right now is like, it's great, but there's no large
User
house
in
there.
your
So
channel
like
is
if you
recording.
had the funds as a free company to buy a large house, that whole neighborhood where we are right now is completely out of the question.
Correct.
But where we are location-wise is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, location-wise, our house is great. It's just like you said, there's no more large houses, and like the only one that was there
Well,
was bought up super fast.
It's not there's no more large houses. It's if we wanted something that was so prime location-wise like that, and a large house, it doesn't really exist.
Well, it
Like,
kind of does. There's one house near us that kind of fits that criteria, but it's already taken. The one with Claudius and whatnot.
I don't remember.
No,
But
that's
either
his
way,
house.
it's a bit. But
Is that
that's,
mid? I thought they were in a large house.
No,
Yeah,
that's a
there's-
medium.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus,
I'm
never mind.
almost certain there's no large houses that are like that close to a market board and a crystal thingy.
Ignore me, I'm crazy.
Yeah, okay. Because I did the search for a house before for a previous free company, so yeah. It's ridiculous because we wanted a large house, but all the large house, like pretty much all the large house plots were like either A, taken because they were the only good place that was, that fit the two criteria, close to Aetheryte and close to Market Ward, or like they were just in shitty, and they were and they were in shitty areas, so it's like stupid.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
waiting till Ishgard. Hopefully, Ishgardian housing will come out, and then we'll be like, "Yay, we got a house in Ishgard."
You should be able to build a market board inside your house.
Right? We
Yeah.
need that.
or
We
have
need
it
that
as a
functionality.
lawn ornament.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be.
That'd
Then
be
would actually
cool.
draw people to you if you were living in one of the kind of remote corners.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, it's a pain sometimes because everyone's like around the board, and I don't. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to stand in that crowd because then I have to keep tabbing or something to get to the board, and I hate that. It
Funny
drives
s-
me crazy.
Funny story. People actually like that.
Why?
I
Not-
kind of do because it makes it like if they're going for a neighborhood feel,
Yeah,
at least
because
it
you
kind
get
of
that
gives
neighborhood
a
feel.
sense of a neighborhood. If you're gonna take it so far as to give people market board for their houses, you might as well make a house's instance because there's no reason to leave your house at that point.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, there's like I my old free company, that was one of the big. I mean, a lot of people said I don't really give a fuck, but the people who did really cared about how how bumping the neighborhood was. It's like it's a lot of people around the market board. It's like we would go to and they would go and scout potential places where we were going to buy uh the house, and they would sit there for like the day or their day and just craft, and they're like, I crafted there the whole day and not a single soul walked by, and now it's super lonely because that's how they play the game. They craft or whatever, and they would just like, they like to shoot the shit with people who come by, whatever, or like, random emotes to the weirdo people who walk by from the neighborhood.
Yeah. That's actually why I like our spot, because whenever I walk outside, I don't know who's going to be out there looking at a market board or, dancing randomly or having a really inappropriate conversation and say.
Yep.
See,
And
for me, I
that-
don't. I really hate it because sometimes the retainer bell, and I know I can easily go inside our free company house, or even not that, just inside my personal chambers and access a retainer bell. But sometimes that retainer bell has like so many people around it, I just get really frustrated. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna go away. And so then I do. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And other times,
and you don't have to.
yeah.
See?
But that's the same
So
with the
you have
market
the
board.
choice, right?
Yeah.
You have the choice of staying or GTFO.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, as for this whole reclamation of inactive houses, there's going to be 4 different phases if you have been inactive. And there's 30, 35, 42, and the final 45th day, where basically at the 30th day, you're going to get a notification that says that the estate's being prepared to auto-demolish. And anybody who sees that, that's a full month of sub. So, like we were talking about with the whole activity thing, if you don't see somebody for a good 30 days, you're going to get this message, and not really a bad thing, right? 35 is an email will be delivered to the registered email addresses of all free company or the owner of the private estate, and indicating the estate's going to be prepared. So
I think that's kind of cool.
no, this is important.
that
This is one of the
is.
reasons why I feel like you're almost at a disadvantage by owning personal housing versus free company housing.
Because you can't reset that timer.
Yeah, someone
Well-
else can if you're active. And like I said, if you're away on business or something, you have no power over this. So like that 2-month timer or the 45-day timer is a little strict on a personal level, but like I said, the lot we're dealing with, so whatever. 42 is another email sent to all registered email addresses, and that the estate will be demolished in 3 days, and then on the 45th it gets crushed. So at least it's not going to be like on the 45th day, snap, you're out. It's going to be 3 separate notifications to some degree where if you are active or paying attention or care, you have the ability to kind of get your stuff back, but you're going to be warned about it.
I think it is kind of like 40 to 45 days you're gone, though. You know, like on the 45th day with 3 warnings prior. It's
Yeah,
gone.
no, yeah, it's that's how it is, and that's how it should be. If they've given you 3 warnings, yeah, you probably deserve to have your stuff taken.
3
I'm just saying
strikes,
that-
man. You're
I'm
out.
just saying that if you are on a personal level, then I can see how that can be a little frustrating because some people need to leave for a period of time. It's not they don't want to play; it's they can't play, and that's
Well,
why I
they
think that the 80%
Let's
recompense is nice.
Well, they've also made it really easy for you to halt the demolition process. Anybody
it
just
should be like click this link.
Shows
to halt
up. Anybody that shows up, it halts it. So if anyone is actually actively in the game and they go to the house, then it's saved. But if you're not using it for 45 days, I don't.
No, but
Kinda
that's,
don't see
but
the
that's
issue.
because of like for anybody. Sorry, for free companies, but like for a personal house, that you can't have just anybody log in, right?
Exactly,
Like,
and that's
you
the
have
key.
to, you specifically have to log in and go to your house and be like, no, 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 don't blow my shit up.
Okay, let's use this. I lose my job today. And in preparation for the next, the search for a new vocation, I stop all my subs, I stop all my auto payments, just so I can make sure that my money is accounted for and that all my, savings is not going to be drained for any X, Y, Z reason. And I'm good until I find my new job. But market's not great. Let's say it takes me 40-something days to find a job. Is that really fair that I personally had an issue? I owned a personal house and now I'm being penalized for that.
Yeah, it's fair because other people want their turn in the housing that
And
are
that's why I
active
think
in the
that the
game.
80% recompense is important. Because
Yeah.
had they not put that in there, it would be horrible to somebody who lost their job, comes back in 2 months, has their house stripped from them, and then nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Just because they had no control of what happened in their life.
That's when you start going, hey Kala, here's my account information. Just I'll give you $10 when I can.
Yeah, I mean that. If you
I was gonna
trust
say
me
the same
enough, I'd be
thing,
like,
yep.
hey, yeah, sure, whatever.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I use Kala's as an
There's
example.
definitely some downsides to the system, but because of how the system is put together, there's only so much leeway you can give.
I think the 80% is more than fair. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
There's nothing really to. I don't consider it there to be any like really noticeable downsides to this. I think it's fine. I mean, if you can't play for 45 days for whatever reason, you're taking up slot space for newer
You're taking
players.
up slots.
Everybody
and-
wants to experience the content, and if you're not using the content, then what is it there for?
It's
No.
there for my pleasure.
I'm more comparing it more to how housing's handled in other games.
I have
There's
no
nothing.
idea.
There's nothing this. There's no other game that I can think of right now that has housing that requires this kind of massive manipulation of a timer of how long you're actually logged in and
Hey,
the fact
wait a
that
second.
people-
No. Ion, I believe, had it so that you had to continually pay a fee for theirs.
Yes, but if you didn't pay for it, you were locked out until you paid again. EQ2 worked the same way.
Really?
You were basically locked. You were locked because your house was an instance. You were
Oh,
locked out of
see,
your
I
instance
think
until you
that's the
paid the fee again.
difference.
And
think
no,
the
and I
difference-
agree. And
yeah,
that's
I
what
think
I'm
that's the
saying is that
difference.
the setup for how this is all put together, not just on a free company housing, but on a free company combined with personal. I personally feel that personal should have been separate from the beginning, but we weren't dealt those cards. We're kind of we're having to deal with that. But this is a prime example.
We were hella angry. Well, not we, but the community was
Yeah,
hella angry.
and because of that decision, this is the first time where we're seeing, well, the second time now, we're seeing issues that derive from this. The first time was that people with a lot of money solo were able to buy up houses that free company members were trying to put together to go purchase. That was
God,
frustration one.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. That was frustrating. Whatever. That's in the past now. But now that you have this 45-day timer, now you have another continually active downside to a personal housing being owned. Now, if a person cancels their sub and is gone for 45 days for like they don't want to play that game, I feel they should be stripped of their land so someone else can experience it. But if a person is forced to cancel through a means or rationale not valid, like
honestly,
not that they don't like the game,
it's the same reason you canceled your sub.
I still think that's bullshit though.
Because there's no like when you cancel your sub, there's no like check which box is the reason.
Yeah,
I lost my job or
and I wish that kind of existed because I feel it's penalizing people who genuinely want to play but are not in a position to. It's the only aspect of the game that resets itself when you cannot play.
Do free companies go away if nobody logs in for X amount of time? And then the first person log in, they don't have anything, or will a free company always exist?
Free companies exist, so they're destroyed.
I think the free company will always exist until, but the leadership will change hands to the person who logged in the most recently. So if someone logged in 31 days ago and someone else logged in 30 days ago, the dude who logged in 30 days ago is the leader, or some BS like that. Pretty sure that's how it works. Don't quote me on it though.
But I mean, there's no like definite like amount of days where a free company will just deactivate or disappear.
No. It'll just the position will just cycle. So if I was not around, I believe it's 35 days, then it will go to the next most active person highest in rank. So if Siri was the only one,
oh, it's highest in rank too.
Yes, highest in rank. So if Siri was the one
then that
who
makes sense.
is, then he will get he will get leadership, and then I'll have to, cut him because he has leadership. And I'll be like, what are you doing, bitch? What are you doing?
Rename all the fucking like levels and shit.
Oh shit, man!
Callie gets her own special level.
It better be special.
Be bar wench.
Fuck you.
But I mean, basically, my point is the only aspect of the game that resets itself based on not being subscribed. So I find it a little frustrating and a little penalizing, but at least there's measures to prevent that from being horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll do something to, even if you can't pay it immediately, you'll probably do something to keep it alive.
If it's that important to you, you could put away 50 cents a day for a month and have a sub to log in.
I'm literally right now, I am fully expecting 45 days after patch for there to be some frustration from people who wanted to play but just were not able to.
Incoming Reddit posts.
Exactly. I will almost guarantee. Actually, I'm going to put a timer from 45 days after date of patch. I'm going to actually pay attention to Reddit because I have a feeling I'm going to see something.
Ooh,
that would be sad though if you do, because I mean they give you warnings.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't have to be 45 days, does it? Because do they start?
The timer starts when the patch drops.
Yeah,
when
very
drops. Yeah, and that's actually why I said it. That we did not say that. 45
Someone's
days
gonna have a sad
from the release
Christmas.
of 3.1.
You're right, because it's gonna be like 3.1. This dude's
Happy
been gone
New
for
Year,
80.
You don't have a home.
This dude's been gone for like 84 days or something, and it's like patch demolish.
No, it's not good. They're gonna give people as much opportunity to prevent that from happening as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Dude, that's gonna be awesome because I know a bunch of people who have like houses because they just bought one for the hell of it, and I know they don't play anymore. So It'll be interesting.
I
Can
just
you like give somebody rights to your house?
No.
Yeah. Well, in 3.1, you can give them access to your house, and so even though if it's a personal house, for example, you can give them the access to decorate your house or to maintain your garden or something like that.
And I'm wondering whether that's
Yeah.
going to be enough, because that's actually not stated in this article. If that's enough, then I think you have an out. Just
Which
give
would
it a...
which would help. I mean,
Yeah.
like, seriously, like that means I can share the house, because I've been thinking about selling my house. I'm like, what am I going to use this house for? But if I can keep the house, I mean, if they give me that functionality, then I'd be like, okay, well, I will go ahead and share the house with.
Jeff.
Never mind, not Oro. Jeff.
Oh, I'm taking my house access from you. You're not gonna keep me out of it.
I'm taking what's mine.
You're gonna be sitting on the couch one day in your house, and then you're gonna look over to the left, and you're gonna see
Fucking
like
couch.
feet like right underneath the bottom of the curtains, where the curtains end above the floor. My feet are gonna be there. You're gonna be
It's
like, oh shit.
When you see it, you'll shoot.
Yeah, you're gonna hear the sound of someone trying to stand very still.
No, we're moving on. All Saints Wake.
Woo! Finally, something new.
I know, right? I've been waiting.
It's,
I've been
wait,
like,
wait.
when are we
All
getting it?
Saints Wake is not.
Shit,
new.
shit.
This is every you wait
right
for
now,
this
it's
every
new.
freaking year.
Yeah, this
Actually, I
isn't
kinda
new.
do.
It
I
no,
consider
it
this
is
new.
no.
I'm not
the
saying. I'm
things
not
are
saying it's.
new.
I'm not saying that I don't look forward to it, because I feel that events, like one-time events in this game, are all that this game matters. It's like, we got a raid. No, sorry, I'm doing this event thing. Fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
That's what I do. I'm like, hey man, we can't do this yet. I got to get my items.
Yeah, and to be fair, every year those items are different.
I know.
Now they are, which is awesome.
Last year they were different, because the first year
Well,
when Realm Reborn
no,
went live,
in 1.0,
1.0 was
1.0, uh,
1.0 to 2.0 was the same event. It was the ghost costume and the pumpkin
yeah,
heads.
yeah.
But then after that, this is now the second year in a row. From ghost costume, we went to the eerie outfit set, which is now up on the cash shop, and now we're getting this what's it called, witches set, which looks kind of like a crafting set, but ugly purple.
No, it's the
But you
Kiki's
can
delivery
dye it.
service thing. Look, there's a
It's-
broom. There's
Yo,
a cat.
it's the
It looks
Kiki's
like
delivery
spandex.
service. It's the Kiki's delivery service broom
Those
minion,
are-
not minion mount.
Those are porn outfits. Look at how
Yeah.
spandexy they look.
Now, honestly the best part about this is that these are dyeable.
Are they dyeable?
Man,
They
I
are
wish,
dyeable.
I wish
right?
the last Switch outfit was dyeable.
Yeah. The last wish out was not, but these will be dyeable because this purple's kind of fug.
I'm
I
going to
agree.
dye it black. It's going to be black.
However, I like the like double triple pun that they that they used in the thing. It's like there are many more rewards to look forward to for fighting the fights of the seasonal event, which I'm sure you'll all be dying to get your hands on. You know, because it's Halloween dying, and like you can dye it. Yeah,
Oh, so good.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
I love. Though the minion is so cute. It's a pumpkin butler. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Right?
I
It's
just,
like, yeah.
I just like this illustration. That's all I care about. The
I
rest of
like-
the stuff is
They use the aura.
Yes. The
'Cause
aura.
They
Aura
should
look
make
evil.
you know, it's like she's doing the pose with the hands up. At first, I thought that was a new astrologian globe. It
Weapon,
would be an
right?
arm on.
All it do is arm and weapon.
That would
Okay.
be fucking cool.
Can
We
can
get
someone correct me
Halloween
here
themed
if I'm wrong?
weapon.
I'm really curious. This is an event where we don't get a barding, and it's the first event where we've gotten a mount, right?
I
Oh,
yeah,
believe
full-on mount,
it is
yeah.
the first one we've gone a mount.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't count the 1.0 Gubu mount,
Yeah.
because that was like a talk to this dude, get him out, kind of
Mhm.
thing.
I never did that.
I really can't wait.
It's a cool mount.
It
It's a
is.
cool ass mount.
I can't wait. I hope
And
we
then
get to
flying
fly. Do we
Yo,
get to
it's like-
fly?
It flies.
It's like
It flies.
tomorrow, isn't it, or in a day and a half? Yeah, it's like
It's
in a-
gonna
Thursday?
be on
Thursday.
22nd.
Thursday, 1 a.m.
Thursday.
Thursday the 22nd.
Oh yeah, so dude, that's like tomorrow night pretty much.
Yep.
Yes.
And actually, I was looking at this again. We get wallpaper too.
I know, we do.
The wallpaper looks pretty badass. Not gonna
And this
lie.
is another one where this is the first event where we've gotten wallpaper, correct?
No, we did get Christmas wallpaper last year.
Oh
I don't really care about the furnishing, unfortunately, because but it's all good. We do get a lot of cool shit.
Yes, we do. So I'm excited.
I
Yay.
am hella excited for the broom mount.
Yeah, I want it really badly.
I
So
might
run
switch
around
to a
just-
female character and like try to cosplay Kiki.
It's gonna actually feel like it's flying fast, because like what is like the mana cutter feels slow, the
Twintania feels slow.
Twintania, like the bigger the mount, the
Fuck,
slower it feels.
I know that this is exactly why I don't use the mount roulette thing, because I swear to God, it's more like let's get behemoth most of the time.
Or Magitech armor.
Ugh.
And you're chug. You're like, no, I want to run fast.
Gotta go fast.
That's why I like my new mount. Oh my god, it feels so fast.
Oh, your Dark Knight Coral?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I need to level
Oh
up
man,
Dark Knight just for that.
I just checked and I'm like 19 fights away from the war mount.
Oh, the bear is
Oh.
so
Bear.
cool though. The bear is fucking cool, and so is the lion.
Yeah, I mean I have the war bear on my other character, but I didn't realize I was this close to it on this character.
19 more
Wait.
fights. That's no problem.
I'm
Is
like
that in
one,
dungeons?
181. It's just like I think it's extreme
And
coils and
Alex.
Alex now.
No, like where you actually find the achievement. I want to see how far I am.
Oh,
Battle?
battle.
All right. So while he looks at that, we're going on to the European data center. Apparently, that move has really changed things up for the Europeans. They
Yeah.
are not lagging anymore. There is a video on that you can find on Reddit, which is on actually linking to a YouTube video, and it shows the pre-server move and the post-server move ninja fight, and holy shit,
It
You can-
is remarkable.
it is
I mean,
remarkable.
I remember seeing someone's like ping results too. They were in Germany pinging the EU servers, and
Yeah, I
it
put
was
that
like
there as well.
it was like sub 50 or some shit,
Like
right?
39 or some shit.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it
32.
was
fast.
I
no,
see.
it was 6.
6, 7,
Six.
6, 6.
So
What are they
sub,
right next to it?
sub 10 millisecond ping response. Well, with that said, Europeans do have much better internet than we do
Yeah.
in North America.
Oh, tell me about it.
Bastards.
Like I encompass both Canada and America. This sort of still class. We're like a first world country with like 15th world internet.
But you have a hot PM now, so it's okay.
Really?
Have you seen him? Justin
No.
Trudeau?
Justin Trudeau.
Holy fuck.
I have
He's
not.
the-
Okay, someone link me later because
Oh,
I've
actually,
yeah.
been
He's
so
the
busy.
He's the second youngest prime minister.
How old is he?
I don't know. He doesn't look that old. though.
43, if I remember correctly.
That's not bad. 43 is a good age.
That was it's a fine age for a PM. That's right.
And we're gonna keep going because we gotta keep
Okay.
on moving. Nerfs to the Zodiac weapon quest coming in 3.1. This has been posted not on the American side because that would be too convenient. It's posted on the Japanese side.
I think the best thing is we have no idea how they're gonna be nerfed. It's just nerfs are coming.
Yeah, nerfs are coming.
If you're working real hard, maybe
Well,
work
I
less
don't-
hard.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be personally. I don't think it'll be as bad as Nerf. Obviously, I think they might truncate lights again. But I think the biggest change that they can make that would make life infinitely easier for everybody is Heaven's Word content giving lights for fucking Zeta weapons and shit.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
If
what
they
about,
did that, isn't that considered a nerf enough that you can actually go forward and be happy?
I
The
think they
problem
should do
with
something
that
with
is-
the Alex phase.
I think the problem with the lights in Heaven's Ward problem is you're using an inferior weapon.
Yeah.
You're
That
gonna be
is true.
using like a 110 weapon, and if you're doing something like your tank weapon,
Oh, yeah.
that's a
You're
big. I
fucked.
mean, don't get me wrong. There will be people who do it anyway, and there are people who do it. Like I've seen people with
Just
their
glamour
fucking
over
like
it.
I-90 Atma weapon or some shit doing not library but like some of the 51 plus dungeons.
Like some all and shit.
Yeah, and the tank is just sporting their fucking I-90 I-90 weapon and shield, and it's like, okay, well,
You're gonna get destroyed.
this is going to be a slow run. I almost feel like leaving, eating the 40 minute, eating the half hour, and joining another one.
Maybe they'll tie lights to leaves.
I think tying lights, or I mean, or I think maybe cutting them down some more would
That would
probably
be
be
really
best.
nice.
Because if we think of all the steps, I mean, they've already increased Atma drops. You can increase it a great deal more.
The
It's
problem,
fast now.
I think the
But-
problem right now is a lot of the stuff. For example, the book kills require you to sit there and like it's like kill one, and then the other one, and like some of the monsters are just ridiculous, and they're in like stupid far places of the map, high level areas for the
True.
time, and
Or the fates that never
there's
spawn.
only or the fates never spawn, or like what happens is you have to kill 10 of them. I don't actually know if you still have to kill 10 now that I think about it, because I think they lowered the numbers. But before it was like you have to kill 10 of them and only 3 spawn. So you have to like
Yep,
kill
you have
3,
to wait.
then you kill 3, then you kill 3 again,
Then
and
you
then you have
kill
to
one.
wait for wait for them to all respawn again, or not all, but you have to wait for the first one you killed from the last round to spawn, and then you're done. Because I think that's really dumb. Like even something simple like lowering the number from 10 to 9 would have saved you an extra like couple of minutes.
Maybe that's one of the things.
You know?
Because you have Atma, you have books, then you have the Alex materia melting phase, then lights.
I think
The Alex
Yeah.
phase.
Oh,
How
Mahatma's
could
in
they
it.
nerf that? How can they nerf the Alex phase?
Maybe reduce the amount of total number of Alex you need.
no, I think you can't do that.
Because it's one per materia.
I think what you could do is reduce the failure rate and increase the number of thingies that you get. Because I think they already did that. Like I think you get
Dude,
like
I
2
get-
Alex per map now or something like that.
I randomly get Alex just by completing fates anyways, so it's like I think I have how many do I have on my inventory?
Yeah.
I
Too many.
have 85 Alex just sitting in my bag.
Damn.
And
Nice.
I haven't even started like, I have my paladin base I-80
I think
relic.
I think instead of lowering the amount of light that you need, they should do that on top of increasing the bottom line, like the minimum, like doing one fate and getting like 1 light out of it is kind of ridiculous. So, or doing like one, I think it's really disproportionate. I think like a dungeon gives you like 12 lights or some crap or whatever, and a trial will give you like 8. And like the trial would be, Titan hard mode or something, and those go by in like, like there's a 5-minute fight maybe, and then you're doing like a 20-minute dungeon, and you're getting 20% more lights only, or 25% more lights, because so it's disproportionate. Maybe like do like the dungeons give you more than what they originally do, and keep the what's it called, keep the trials the same. I don't know.
I'm not even sure.
I'm like half-assedly trying to finish my Zeta on Sarg.
Yeah. Because I guess
while
once
leveling.
the patch drops, like, is it really necessary to do the Zeta beyond Glamour? Because theoretically, you'll be able to start the new relic chain, which does not require the Zeta.
It depends on how big the jump the head start is.
No, if okay, I think if you haven't started your Zeta, and by started your Zeta, I literally mean like you're at the phase where it changes name from like, Bravura to Ragnarok. I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think so either.
No.
So I mean, this feels like people who just want glamour, so it's probably going to be fairly easy. That's actually my thought process in that, there's no reason for you to go do all this bullshit content just so you can have a glamour piece. Unless they're banking on people wanting glamour that badly.
Well,
glamour is endgame.
Glamour is endgame, to be fair.
It
Yeah,
is.
you were right.
And people still ask me where I've had people be like, "Whoa, you got your Zeta?" I'm like, "Oh shit, this is weird." Somebody like surprised I actually have a Zeta.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it either.
Lazy.
And I'm not even that impressed by people who have Zetas because sometimes they're not all that great.
Sometimes they're still stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw spell speed on a paladin one. Oh, no, on a warrior one. I'm not gonna lie.
Spell speed, yeah.
And this was in 2.4 or whatever too.
Yo, that's like strictly for glamour.
See,
and it's like, yeah.
Well, it's because they probably knew that they weren't going to use it.
Or he didn't have the money for, the super retarded expensive melds.
Yeah, that's another thing. All right, so we are moving on to Reddit threads that we have. Tanking meta, something I can't talk about. Why it feels off. Types of damage. I believe Joe will be heading this off because he knows more than I do because I don't tank.
So basically, this discussion is goes down with like how tanks actually take damage in the MMO genre, and how Final Fantasy 14 is doing it in a very kind of bland way. So when you do like general fights, you either get bombarded by a lot of enemies at a time, so that a healer would have to like out heal that, or there's a random big attack, do they just do a big attack that you have to not really anticipate, but you just have to try to mitigate it. And then there's also the big burst damage that's like the tank busters, which is what Final Fantasy 14 uses in almost every one of their big fights, and that's really predictable. Jeff, we were talking about that earlier this morning about how like you were doing which one was it? Which fight you said where you had to like cast virus at like save virus for that one specific time to mitigate it.
Yeah, the turn 11 Hydra for the nerve cloud right in the middle.
Yeah, so like, and they were talking about how we can make tanking more exciting and actually be beneficial to actual tanking, and how also HP is like at a certain point is not really worth it, and like defensive stats. It's a pretty long read, but if you are, a tank, like for your main class, you probably can relate a lot to this. And I don't know, it is a long read though, so I'm not going to go through it. But
it is.
It's hefty.
I didn't glean that specifically from what was written there. And not to override whatever you just said about the information, but it seemed like they were trying to lay out the specific ways that tanking is set up in different MMOs and things like that. They said there were 5 ways. I think the big takeaway was that certain jobs or certain people will take on a taking class expecting it to feel a certain way, or to feed into that, to a certain image that they have in their head, like a fantasy of what they would like to do as a tank. And for warrior and dark, it's fine because they expect to be like
super aggressive.
Damage. Yeah, super aggressive and do all the damage and stuff. But for people who want to be more like uh
The meat
impregnable
shield.
meat shields.
The walls.
That kind of playstyle isn't looked highly upon in the game because of the whole meta. Like you were saying, it is based on like more strength, less vitality. Oh, if you get a chest piece that bumps you up, then you can like get rid of some of your more vitality pieces. And some people might not want to be less squishy for more damage, but I mean, I think the agreement was that no matter what, the best way to play a tank at the moment, specifically talking about raiding and high-end content, would be strength, would be
Would be
vitality
a
to a certain point,
Yep,
Yeah.
hit that HP
and
threshold.
then
Mhm.
and then you
then-
use strength.
Yeah.
But the complaints were that, oh, but this is filtering towards low-level content like level 40 stuff, or Stone Vigil stuff, where that might not be the best approach, or there are perfectly other viable ways to do it when you're talking about a leveling up scheme. And he was also saying that he wanted to be able to allow other people to pursue this other kind of play style, although he admittedly said that
he doesn't know how to fix it.
Yeah, because it's
'Cause-
just
'cause
the way
just-
the game is.
It's really hard.
just setting up encounter where paladins would be good would shut out the other jobs.
Like,
Just
I-
kind of like what we have now.
I have a couple of suggestions, but I'll let you guys go with whatever you guys have first.
Well, do you think it is like an actual problem that
Yes.
people are
Yeah.
going this way?
It's a
Yeah, of
huge
course.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially in
it's-
lower level content.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But the focus of the post is not specifically a strength versus wit debate. It's a lot of like, unfortunately, this at endgame, the best way to play is like the strength after a certain amount of HP, and that also ties into the whole enmity system needs to be changed if that's the case, or the way enmity is created by tanks specifically, or at the very least paladin specifically, or or even or even more vaguely, like tanks that don't DPS. So maybe in 4.0 they introduce a new tank, and that tank is more akin to paladin, where it's where they take less damage innately as the way to tank, but don't really do a lot of damage. Maybe
go
those
ahead.
maybe those classes have to manipulate enmity differently, because right now it's straight up damage. There's a reason why you don't fucking spam Rage of Halone uncomboed. You don't just go 3-3-3-3-3-3-3. You have to 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and do your
Because of the enemy
combo.
increase.
Because no,
The
because
multipliers.
you get the damage increase, and then the
potency
and the
and then the
enmity.
multiplier.
Yeah.
And then the enmity it works off of how much damage you do. So
Correct.
you do 600 damage, right? Then your multiplier is off of that 600 damage, and not off of you just doing Rage of Alone.
Which would
So-
only be like 150 damage.
Yeah. So you're kind of screwed when your enmity is based off of damage, but you don't do much damage as a class like Paladin right now, right? Because it's not a DPS hybrid like Warrior and Dark Knight is. So unless they can change how enmity or how non-DPS tanks manipulate enmity, that's going to be a problem in the foreseeable future and right now.
Okay.
So it's not that it's not only the strength and vitality balances. There's the entire playstyle thing about, and I'm speaking specifically about the dancing and the way that you use your cooldowns and your abilities and stuff. I think he brought up that the fact that there wasn't any content that would force a warrior to stay in Defiance, for example, and save Inner Beast like only for tank buster situations. Because of the way that warrior is designed, they don't have to do that. They don't have to use their abilities a certain way. They have like more flexible leeway. So I don't feel like introducing another tank class would be a thing
Oh,
to do, because
no, no,
I
no. That's
think
not what I meant about introducing another tank class. I'm saying right now we have a DPS hybrid or two DPS hybrid tanks, right? And one straight up meat shield that
yeah,
doesn't do
yeah,
damage, right?
yeah. So,
And
but
I'm saying for the meat shield type class, which is for right now Paladin, and maybe in 4.0 we get another Paladin type class, right? Those classes, Paladin classes, need a different way to manipulate enmity.
okay, yeah. So I was gonna say that they should be balancing abilities and changing abilities up and how they work.
Yep.
I think that would be the way to go. In order to fix whatever this is. Enmity aside, I think that also needs to be looked at. But unless they go for a huge like rebalancing, resetting, changing the way these classes work fundamentally, like they're kind of hinting at is what they're going to be doing. I don't think this is a problem that can be fixed with updates and hot fixes and patches and stuff.
Okay.
What I really don't like is they don't tell us the exact multipliers for the enmity.
Yeah, people
Which is
figured them out. Yeah.
yeah, like no, it's stupid that people have to. This is not Final Fantasy 11. We don't have to sit there and fucking hit something 1,000 times with a napkin, and by napkin I mean a parser, but we don't want to use those, right? And writing down every fucking like anomaly that we see, or sorry, every result that we see.
Do you
Like we
remember
shouldn't.
that in 11, the threat
Yeah,
the threat people they
that
they had
Keiko
like
did.
yeah, exactly. They did like, what was it, provoke, and then they would try to pull it with a different move plus something else, because
Yeah,
provoke had a set value and blah.
all
They
of
figured out
that
the value of
was
provoke.
great work. Not shitting on that work, but I'm saying this is not that game. We are not
Hmm.
Final Fantasy 11 2.0. We are Final Fantasy 14 3.0 right now. And with that change, transitioning to this sort of a game uh, style or gameplay or game leadership, we are we're in an era where transparency is key. Do you guys remember when they ninja did something by accident to Twintania, and it was like, well, we can't do this anymore because of one, like, I don't remember what it was, but there was something that happened in one of the turns 1 to 5, and they're like, whoa, they ninja nerfed Coil, and it wasn't actually a ninja nerf. It was just sort of a bug that they didn't squash, and like they fixed it. They were rather reverted it back to what it was normally at, and then they issued a response saying, "Look, that's not what we're about. We're not about fucking ninja fixes because FF11 was all about those
Yeah,
ninja
they're like,
fixes,
whoa, this is different.
all about those ninja fixes. It
Ninja
would
nerfs,
just
ninja
yeah,
buffs.
ninja nerfs, ninja buffs. It was just like not even in the patch, and you're just like, anyone notice that the animation for this ability is different? Nah, not really. Maybe or it's like, why is this doing a little bit more damage? Why am I what you're just like, what the fuck? And that was 11, and we just sort of came to understand that every patch is going to have them, and we just sort of accepted it as a social norm, but
Not in this
that's
era.
not in this era, not in this game. So with that transparency, why don't we get things like this has a 2.5 multiplier or like a 1.76 multiplier for enmity, instead of just Butcher's Block saying increases enmity and then Rage of Alone saying increases enmity. That's very misleading.
I very much agree. It's actually very interesting. I was thinking, the entire time he has been talking and beforehand about what the issue was, and I never actually thought about the enmity side. I was more thinking of the tanking styles, but as you guys were talking, it made me realize that the enmity is part one of tanking fixes. Yeah, you need to have enmity be kind of on par with everybody, whether they're a low DPS or high DPS tank, because only then can you actually access multiple styles of tanking. Where this thread mentions the different variations that have been presented throughout the years, because as it stands right now in 14, you expect moderate damage. We were talking about it beforehand. You expect moderate damage, and then all of a sudden a tank buster.
Yep.
And it's super rote. It's super mechanic. There's nothing that wows you. There's nothing that makes you think you have to play differently. You got to store this cooldown for X seconds because at this phase he's going to rock Mountain Buster or something bullshit like that. Whereas in previous MMOs, you've had things like, the tank could live forever, but the healer runs out of mana, so it's a DPS race. Or the random ass burst damage, where those tank busters were not on any form of cooldown. They came randomly, so the healers need to be on their toes. Or, what was the other one? Constant incoming damage, where we have a massive influx of just this steady DPS, where you needed to burn your cooldowns prior to those aforementioned tank busters. And this topic that we're discussing now actually references lightly a topic we had last week with how do you make healing interesting? Well, first you had to change how tanking works. You fix tanking and you make it more interactive, more dynamic, more knowledgeable. Then the healers have to react to how the certain fight is, because right now every healer knows you do this, you add low here, or you keep your divine seal up because there's going to be a big hit here, and then you can DPS in between because it's fine. But
because there's not going to be anything in danger.
But if each fight is treated a little differently, it keeps the tank on their toes to some degree, where they have to react to how the damage is incoming, and it makes the healer react in kind.
I think they've already alluded to the fact that making certain situations like that in the way that described would be difficult for them to balance.
All
They
these
think
things
I
are
think
so
they already shot that idea down though. The random encounters.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
random.
they've
while
shot it
ago.
down. And I
They
mean,
shut it down when Titan hard mode was the
Yeah,
pinnacle
but
of
there's
the
still
public.
like constant or just long drawn out fights. There's different ways to do tank. You don't have to do random. I personally enjoy the random because as a healer, it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me engaged. It doesn't have to exist in this game. But having that rote mechanic, there's going to be a tank buster in X seconds. You don't have any surprise. There's no I need to manage things here. I'm going to heal you here, shield you, and then I'm going to go back to DPSing until you need it again.
well,
No,
I mean,
it's
That's
surprising.
this game though, right? Unfortunately.
it is that
Kala,
game.
what were you gonna say?
Well, as I was trying to say, it is that game because from the get-go, Yoshida said that he's going to build a game that everyone can access. Unfortunately, we have a lot of stupid people out there who can't juggle, who can't adapt to things. They are probably those types where after doing it, rote memorization of just butting their head against it, that's all they know. And if you throw a curveball at them, they freak the fuck out. I mean, it's just look at society as a whole. It's just kind of like that, where if you go out of the norm, people freak out. I mean, when you watch YouTube videos of children playing old video games, you're like, what the fuck, this is hard. You're like, no, it's not that hard. It's just that you're too used to things being handed to you so that you don't know how to adapt. And that's the problem, is that Yoshida has created this theme MMO, this, theme park MMO, correct. And it caters to, people who don't have a lot of time and who are really too dumb to think for themselves.
Well, like a mechanic that I really liked in the game that I thought they would add more of was the Stone Vigil Hard final boss.
The telegraphs rather than actual spells?
Yeah, and so you have to be like, okay, he's
That would
charging
be
up his
great.
tackle. Let me move the fuck out of the way. Oh shit, the other guy's throwing a fireball at me. Fuck. Oh shit, I can't be behind because he's gonna actually do this tail swipe. But it's like it wasn't. They were telegraphed based off of the animations.
Spike flail.
Oh my
Exactly, spike
gosh.
flail. You know, shit like that where it's like, oh damn, I can't stand here, and it's not triggered by he's gonna do 3 slashes and then attack behind him. No, he's gonna charge up this tail swipe regardless if you're behind him or not. Just
And
that
that's
fight's
how
so fun.
that's how you can solo that fight without getting hit.
Yeah.
You know what I used to do
because
as a
you
healer
don't
in
get
that
hit.
fight? I cast Stone Skin on everybody with like, whoever still has Stone Skin gets my commendation.
Yeah, pretty much. No,
That was
I
super fun,
soloed-
and people
I
would try. They'd be
soloed-
like, "Oh shit!"
I soloed that fight on Warrior
I
like
sold it on Paladin.
I sold it as a black
many times because people were dumb and ate everything in the face. You know, I get shit like, why weren't you tanking it? It's like,
Because you can't.
because I wonder why I wasn't tanking it.
But that
And
fight
it's
was
like,
hella fun, right? I mean,
Yeah.
real talk.
No,
Those
see,
kind of fights are
but
fucking
see,
cool.
that's what I
that's
mean.
a throwback to the 11 style where like, oh shit, he's charging his laser, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and then you wonder what is he charging, and then you do stuff in in preparation for whatever he's doing, be it stun or precast a char or precast a cure or whatever the fuck, or a Paralina.
How is that any different from what we're doing in 14 though?
We there's very little there's very little time to react, because you know how in 11 it was just like rumble 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 rumble,
You start glowing.
and then he starts glowing, and then you're like, ooh, what do I do, and then you're like, oh yeah, I can do this, like there's very few times where you have the time to look and go, what is this? What should I do? You know what I mean? Like, let's use Critical Rip from turn 10 as an example. It has a fairly long charge up time, but it doesn't have such a large charge up time that if you were a healer, you couldn't go, oh, oops, I need to pay attention. Wait, it's charging something. What is it? And then sort of register in your head that, oh, that's Critical Rip. I should Stone Skin the tank and still actually be able to get Stone Skin off before Critical Rip happens, because it's faster than that, but it's slow compared to something that's instant, for example, like an auto attack. And it's definitely faster than the 2 point whatever seconds that it takes to cast Stone Skin. So a lot of the times it's like you have to know, okay, it's going to do Critical Rip in like 2 seconds. So you're sitting there like priming your Stone Skin.
Yeah, you're like hovering your finger over the button.
Yeah, like that's how you have to react in this game. But in 11, it was like, it's doing something. What is it? Now I do whatever. I mean, I don't want the game to slow down or anything, but like, that's kind of like how the Stone Vigil hard mode fight is like. It's like, he's doing this, I'm going to do that to avoid it. He's doing the tail swipe, I'm going to not stand in the rear like an idiot.
But not in any particular order.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so you can't go tail swipe, fireball, and a front swipe or whatever. You can't say that he's gonna do that. And well, I don't know. I really like that fight. You're right. Holy crap! I totally forgot about it.
Super cool fight.
It is
It
an
is a
awesome
super
fight.
cool fight. But I mean, all of us here have already mentioned at one point or another, we've soloed that fight because people died. People died to those mechanics, and
It's hard for them.
It's hard for them, and then that's exactly why Yoshida has done what he's done. I mean, 11. We all love 11 here. I mean, Siri didn't really play it, but I'm sure he would like it too. And it was because of those things. I mean, we can list dozens and dozens of reasons why we liked it, why, it was so great. That was like decades ago, though. I mean, well, not decades, but a decade ago.
Decade.
Yeah. And the gamers then and the gamers now whether it be because of age or because of time or whatever, it's just so different. And I know Yoshida has envisioned being able to cater to both the hardcore and the casuals. And I guess, I mean, I don't really think it's a great job, but he did at least bring up 14 to probably a higher platform than 11 was at. I mean, 11 was, you know, allotted
It was a
as
brutal game.
I mean, it was a brutal game, but people loved the game, and you had subscribers on there who played for years and years and years. But they're never going to have the same amount of subscribers as 14 did in a short amount of time. And I know that Yoshida understood that, and understood that the theme park MMO, the whole
Is the way to go.
is
It
the
is
way
the
to
way
go.
to go.
Fiscally, what's
Yeah.
it called? It's fiscally responsible.
Yes.
Very.
I mean, do I hate it? Of course I do. Because I mean, I'm thinking back to those fights in, you know, in COP, in whatever, and those were fun for me. I mean, just to be able to be like, okay, what
They
is
were
going to
so
happen?
different. Oh
I
my
know, it was
god, all
so
the fights were
different.
so different.
I mean, like, you really had to understand your job and what was going on, and you couldn't just bullshit your way through it. Whereas in Coil, you see people bullshitting their way through it all the fucking time. Gear doesn't matter because you could have been carried your entire way. You can't easily carry someone through
Cop,
11 content.
Yeah. What was the fight? The fight where you had to get the yellow shit to.
Oh, fuck.
What the airship fight?
the
Was that
mammoth
airship
fight.
Mammoth fight.
Mammoth.
Yes. That shit was like stuff like that. Even though like frustrating and like, oh my god, this is crazy. Man, this like how you felt afterwards was like, oh my god, it felt fucking amazing. You know, clearing
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still, you know, am you know, happy with the stuff I've done there. I don't think we'll ever get that kind of thing back because of the way that video games in
You know
general
what we are?
going.
We're chasing the dragon. That's what we're doing.
We are.
Oh,
chasing
yeah,
the
we
dragon.
are. Goddamn right. Never as good as your first time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was definitely my first MMO. And,
Same here. I
said
think
it
for a
would-
lot of us, yeah.
I said it would be my last, and I was hella wrong.
Well, I mean, for me, RO was my first MMO, but I mean,
Yay.
it's not. I don't know. People don't consider it an MMO, but
It's an MMO.
it is an MMO.
It's an
I mean, it's
MMO.
multi.
Exactly what
It
is.
basically is.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Same as
like,
a
I guess,
Destiny's
like-
an MMO.
I guess like I played Counter-Strike. Does that count as an MMO?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, let's go on to eye level minimum, not really minimum, which we kind of figured out anyways.
Yeah, we kind of learned that on our own. So
Well-
it looks like some guy was sitting here and he was looking at the sync for Second Coil of Bahamut, Savage 6, and he realized that there were some discrepancies between the I-30 set while at 60 and the I-30 set while at level sync, which is 50. And the rationale, obviously, is because the 60 stats give you so much higher vitality because your points are 14.5 instead of 13, something to that effect. But I think what is more telling is that if you actually pay attention and you actually do it at a level sync, so moving yourself down to 50 and actually getting gear that is appropriate for the time frame when you should have got it, and this is something that someone mentioned in this Reddit thread, that you'll notice an increase of challenge because your stats are more appropriate to when it was first released content. Now, what we, as a free company, have since learned is that there might be a little bit of a lie here and there.
Well, I mean, this game is weapon first. Period.
Correct.
Period. It's
So-
not as bad as it was in 1.0, where weapon was everything, and you could do high level dungeons naked
As long as you had a weapon.
as long as you
Yes.
had a weapon. Like there were like I'm sure you could YouTube like naked Orimvale runs or some shit like that, and people would just steamroll that crap. And by the way, Orimvale in 1.0 was an end game dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
not a leveling up dungeon.
It was not.
Yeah, it was actually like you get end game gear through it.
You got Darklight from there,
Yep,
right?
you
Yeah,
got Darklight.
you got Darklight gear from it, yes. So like people were doing that naked and clearing it. Or if they weren't naked, they were using like the level 1 like swimsuit bikini. Not so much the case for this game, but still if you had like a crappy like level 1 weapon and then like eye level 30, head, legs, feet, rings, and etc., you would do much worse than someone with like, I don't want to say level 1, I guess, but like, if they had like a level 50 weapon, I-50 weapon, and then like I-130 armor versus I-130 weapon and level 50 armor, there's a huge difference, and you probably do better with the weapon
Of
at the
course.
higher eye level.
So the reason why, basically what you said is what we knew going into this.
Yes.
So we decided last week, I think it was Friday.
Saturday.
The stream.
Saturday, it was Saturday. We decided to do something stupid, not based on this Reddit thread. This Reddit thread actually came up after the fact, so kind of, serendipitous, but whatever. We decided, let's do an on-item level synced Pharaoh Sirius. Let's create our own fun, like, we've been talking about all this time. What we learned is something horrible. Pharaoh Sirius, if you look in the duty finder and the quest logs, whatever, it says recommended item level is 48. That is the minimum item level required to walk into that dungeon.
Hey, to be fair, we went without our stones.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
We went without our fucking stones,
I kind of
man.
want to go back. I don't want to go back and do that again, but our stones didn't increase our hit points that much. It only increased our hit points by like 100.
Well, it's the abilities that
It's the abilities that really
we
help.
would have had.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. We decided to add a little extra challenge onto it. We decided we weren't going to go in with jobs. We were going to go in with classes. We're dumb. We
That shit was
wiped.
hard.
I want to say 5, 6, 7 times to the
knows?
A bunch.
to the first boss in Pharaoh Sirius. We wiped on trash.
Yep.
Yep.
And what we did, we made sure, one of our free company members was very, very into us testing this theory and made sure that our weapon was as close to 48 as possible. My personal one was 49. I think Cal's was 49. I don't remember what everyone else was. But we decided to not do that job stones. Maybe that was a big mistake. That probably could be part of it. But we wiped so hard, so quickly, that I'm wondering, has anyone else tried to do this and had issues in any of the dungeons?
I'm willing to try it if someone gives me the gear.
Well, there's the
For sure.
item level sync, right? You could do. What
Yeah.
does it sync you to?
It
Does it sync
syncs
to the
you-
minimum or to
110.
No, it syncs you to HQ 110 gear.
No,
Exactly.
For example,
For Pharaoh Sirius, it thinks you
Oh.
HQ 110 gear.
Is that what it does?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so no
Oh, that's
matter
way
what, when
too
you walk
high.
it, you're way
It
too high.
used to sync you to NQ 110, but they changed it to sync you to HQ 110. And actually, no, they changed it in 3.0 that when you sync to the highest quality of the highest level you sync to. So if you sync to like 52 or like 41 or whatever, you sync to HQ gear at level 41.
No, the duty finder settings where it goes minimum item level. Could
Yeah.
we have done that? Or is that also what we're talking
Nope.
about?
Nope.
Oh.
The minimum item level doesn't sync you down, I don't think, to the minimum item level. It syncs you to the highest of that.
All right, I'm going into Pharaoh Sirius right now. With minimum item level.
At what, the 48 or the...
Well, I clicked that option to minimum item level, and I'm item level 198, and I'm going in right now to see what it syncs me to.
Ooh,
It'll be 110.
good.
I'm looking at the thing. It tells you 110.
Where is it? Where can you check?
It tells you in the actual description of the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you
So
go...
you scroll down, it says level 50, level will be synced upon entry, and then under that, item level sync 110.
Even
that's-
clicking that option. Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though
Try
the box says minimum item level.
That is the. It's so silly. It's not quite truthful because if it was
Maybe-
minimum item, it would be down to 48, which is not, as we've learned, possible.
maybe it does actually. I don't know now. You could
Well, I'm
try
in
it
there
out.
right now, and I have 6,800 health. What did you have, Oro, when we went in?
No, there's no way. There's
Right?
no way with
Yeah, that's
6K. That is
Damn
no.
near 7K health. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I had,
nowhere near.
I had less than 4K. When I
Yeah.
went
Oh
in.
yeah, because you
So
were.
we went in
getting
with
killed
item
by
level
the-
48.
Yeah.
No stone. Cause when he put on a stone, it only put him up to like 3K.
Yeah.
So I'm
You're
wondering
right,
whether that was
'cause
just
I-
an error.
Because the that piercing move that he did that
Did
like 20.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not possible.
Yep. It's not. It's yeah.
Then why would they
lie?
do that? Why do that? Because it's if I were a new player and I'm looking at this, I'm gonna be like, ha, I can go in with 48 and I don't have to get gear. I don't have to worry about upgrading my gear. I could just get whatever I got and be done with it.
That's not necessarily true. I mean, that a new player right now would get AF. Was it AF2 for finishing their?
Yeah, I know they
Final
would,
Quest?
Yeah, that's
but
right. You
I
get
mean,
I-90
just
gear.
saying that if like, okay, not a new player, just anyone who decided to just go in there blind, not knowing what's going on. Really, they would just go like, what the fuck?
Okay, I messed up. I'm actually synced to 48. It says it right there. It popped up on my screen. Your item level is synced to 48.
Oh,
Really?
And now I have 3,600 health as my Dark Knight.
That's closer to what you should be.
Yes.
So we didn't even need to buy the gear. We could have just hit that button.
No, because buying the gear actually puts you right on par with where you needed to be.
No,
No, because I'm 48 right now.
Because if you're 48 with higher level gear, it'll just give you HQ 48 gear.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here as a ninja with level 48 gear, some of it green, none of it HQ. I'm sitting at 2.7.
Well, you're
But
also
I'm a
not
tank.
you're also
But
not a
yeah.
tank.
And
So
I'm a Dark Knight.
when
2.7
Oro
should-
put on when
I
Oro
can't
put
remove
on
my
his gear-
crystal.
hang on.
I
When
can't
Oro
remove
put
my
on his-
crystal.
And when Oro put on his crystal, you said he broke 3K, right?
Like,
Yeah, and I
barely.
have 3620 right now.
Yeah. Then
I mean, I was
maybe...
I was already above 3K without
Oh.
the crystal, but
Okay, there you go.
the crystal just made me
That much
Higher.
stronger.
Buffer.
So
So
maybe
yeah,
now-
maybe we should go back with job crystals and just
And then
do it
just
again.
hit that button.
Ooh.
No, the
that's-
button.
That might be fun.
Yeah, because
Even
I'm
just
level
hitting that.
48. Because then I can, yeah.
That might be fun.
Then I think
So-
maybe we gotta restream this then.
we gotta restream it.
Yeah, guys, we gotta restream this bullshit.
Yeah, but I kind
Oh
of
God, I
I
pulled.
don't think that's the same as
Yeah, I,
what a player
I
would
would most
run in
definitely
with.
want the because you can skew it because it's like, well, your gear has, because like, what if I do this constantly, by the way, like, what if you had a weapon that had, dex and crit on it, sorry, not dex, det and crit on it, and it's lower level but still higher than the sync level, therefore it's still going to sink down anyway. You get the crit and det. But if your highest item level weapon had something ridiculous, stupid like parry and accuracy on it, right? You know what I mean?
You wouldn't get the secondary stat
You
values.
wouldn't get those secondary stats. So it's kind of cheating when you're like, ooh, I like this glove because this glove
Yeah,
has,
you can actually
determination
min-max
crit.
for
And
that
you could,
level.
you could min-max because like everything 48 or 49 and above is fair game to sink downwards and give you those stats.
As opposed to what we have at 48 or eye level 48 is very
Yeah.
limited.
Yeah, I mean, not only as a new player, you're not gonna
You're
you're not gonna have the
choice.
best of everything. You're gonna have like some whites. Maybe you picked up a pink somewhere.
no, you'll
You're gonna have-
actually have eye level 90.
Well,
basically get that for-
you know what I mean. The equivalent
I-
person of gear of that equivalent level will not have the highest caliber of item level 48 gear that you
Correct.
could possibly have.
Mhm.
So
man.
it's kind of not the same when you do it that way.
I
But,
honestly, I wonder whether we can actually recreate that anymore.
But we should try it with the button one time.
No, you could recreate it because you can straight up craft the 48, 49 stuff and be just shy of 50. Like level 50. I think that would be interesting. I might even consider like melding materia into
Just for
I
the
say
hell
we
of
do
it.
it again. Fucking run the experiment again.
Oh, just buy some of the 3s and maybe even the 4s because the shit's so dirt cheap right now and just like throw it into the
Just fucking pentameld some like eye level 49 wonderful piece of jewelry.
ring. Oh man, dude,
Oh, that'd be great.
I have a
like-
pentamelded astral ring for one of my characters.
Remember we were talking
ridiculous.
about 11 and how like the gear you can use like level 30 gear at level 75
Ah,
because it was that good.
Yeah, yeah, man. Astral rings level 10. Use them all the way to 75, pretty much.
And leaping boots.
Leafing boots, yeah. Or
Were
like
those level 7 or level 10 or something?
Level 7 or 10.
7, right? They were like
I'm
level
pretty
7.
sure it was 7. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that can happen. But whatever, man. Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
My question to you guys is, have we heard from the contest winner?
Yes, I got an email. I just
Oh
Yes.
shit! Congratulations.
so they
From
gave me
down
their
under.
address. So I gotta go eat. I gotta mail it. I was gonna do it this weekend, but then got really busy. So it's going out tomorrow,
And
and
his address is.
I'm not telling you.
I just want to know how
His
much
social
sauce I care
is-
about.
By the way, we all know his address. We're just not telling you guys.
And we're coming to get you.
Coming to get you.
That's
Watch
He
your
lives in
back.
Tasmania and we have to like hunt all those creatures.
Nope.
The flying spiders and stuff.
I am going to close this out with some emails. We have one who is going to. They're promoting an event over at I think
Sargatanas,
Sargantanas.
my second home.
Maybe
Maybe I'll partake.
Oh yeah, you
it's-
have a character there.
Yeah, it's going to be on the 24th. So if you're wanting to participate, you can go to Sargantanas. They have a link for FFXIV.
Wait, I thought they were on they're on
BRUMBL.
Behemoth.
Was it? No, that's
Huh.
another one.
No, is that
that's
another one?
different.
That's
Oh.
It's a
another
different
one.
one.
Yeah. So this is the Sargantanas one. And so you gotta be there at about 11 PST. So that's 11 a.m. Pacific.
Oh jeez.
That's pretty early for us Pacificers.
I think what I'll do is actually, you know what? I think that's what I'll start doing for the YouTube video version of the podcast is I'll just put links to all of our topics and
Okay,
all the things that we have, like this Halloween event on Sarg.
Mhm.
Anyway, continue on.
So it's going to be the witching hour is going to be at Mist Ward 6 Plot 30, the Onyrika. Sorry, I'm going to butcher your name. Last drag. You have to have a minimum level requirement of 15. The event will consist of 3 individual quests. Trick or treat. You have been selected to be the bearer of sweets for the wandering artist and company. Aren't you a lucky thing? Now get going. A reward will be a scroll of the investigator. They have another one with the scroll of the hunted. They're hoping you have sturdy boots. And to get the scroll of the impersonator and the scroll of the performer, I think role-playing will be involved because role-playing isn't just a Balmung thing, apparently. So if you want to participate, you basically have to dress up in a costume, which should be easy because by that time, the
You'll
All
have
Saints
one.
Wake will be up and running.
Mhm.
If you've already been through the other All Saint Wakes, then you have more costumes. And if not, then you can just go to your nearest Mog Station store and buy something from there. Woohoo.
Now, am I crazy looking at this, but are each of these scrolls basically granting you a custom commission?
I don't know. I
Don't
thought
know.
so too.
It says each scroll consists of a custom illustration, and there's a link to previous winners who have won scrolls and it's custom commissions from artists. So if
Oh,
you're looking
That's
for it,
pretty fucking
well,
cool.
so if you're looking
He's
for art for
or
your character,
she-
this
yeah,
he or she,
he or she did a sort of wandering artist thing in Party Finder. It's like, if you can find me, you can. I'm pretty sure it was this person who did it.
So-
I'll draw your character.
Because someone in my static said that he did that with someone, and I remember someone posting about this on Reddit many moons ago too. So I'm wondering if it's the same person, because they called themselves a wandering artist for a reason, because it was like hide and seek, and they would just chill somewhere.
Cool.
yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Great,
Yeah,
that's a
but-
great prize.
And their
Yeah.
website's super legit. It looks like pretty official.
It pretty much looks it looks like the All Saints Wake kind of thing, or well, the event kind of webpage.
Oh, I forgot to plug the complete URL because you guys interrupted me. ffxiv.grumbl.co.uk because they're from the United Kingdom. So check that out. It'll be this Saturday, October 24th. We have another event from the free company on Behemoth called the 404 Guild Not Found. That is supposedly famous for hosting community events and parties on their server. It's called the Harvest Tide event, and they will have trivia, anagrams, riddles, item hunts for gatherers, hide and seek. They will have giveaways, rare minions, glamour items, and game time cards. Whoa, it's pretty neat. And a costume contest. That will also be held this Saturday, but this will be several hours later. So if you're on Pacific time, that's 6 p.m. Pacific. And it's not 9. Oh, yeah, it is 9 p.m. Eastern time. So about 2 hours. If you want to go there, then you should be at the Bent Branch Meadows in Black Shroud and the Behemoth server, because you don't want to get those two mixed up. Sargantanus, Behemoth, they don't sound alike. So don't get them confused.
You can actually hit up both those events and
Yeah.
still
Mm-hmm.
get all the goodies, so to speak.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I want goodies.
Mhm.
I'm not
But
sure.
but I don't have a character on Behemoth.
Yeah,
so
yeah, neither do I.
I don't either. It takes too long to make one.
sucks to be me.
Oh, yeah. We have one email that we're going to go over. Howdy, all. I had a moderately good time watching a couple of you guys on Twitch.
Oh,
Most of
thank
it was.
you.
Yeah, I think that was probably Joe's stream because Joe was streaming. Hope he will stream again soon.
And or Siri.
And or Siri.
It was Joe's stream. I'm almost positive, actually.
Cool.
My streams suck.
No, I love it. Most of it was taking a shot every time a monk named Khaleesi, random Japanese verb, got knocked off in Titan. Wow, sad.
That's actually really funny.
Yep, that was definitely my stream.
I myself only log on for some level 60 gathering, which is mostly overpriced picking mushrooms to see how much people are willing to pay for them. It's the only thing I do now besides turn-ins, so I, like many others, am bored. I know exactly why I'm bored. I hate MMOs. I long ago realized after about a month of WoW was released that it's essentially playing Hungry Hippos online for $15 a month. The only reason I play this game is it has a decent JRPG attached to it and some of the nicer people I met online. That's the first time I've seen that correlation between an MMO and Hungry Hippos. I kind of think that's funny.
I kind of can see it though. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. I mean, I just never considered that, to be honest. Going on. That said, I do enjoy the war stories and assorted tales of fucktardery. Please don't listen to the people crying about toxicity or bringing the game down because you screwed a cocksock out of the end of a dungeon. Everybody talks about that stuff in real life, whether it's at the water cooler or the VFW hall. In closing, number 1, watch Helen Keller versus Nightwolves. 2, Joe looks like Cao Cao from the 2010 version of Three Kingdoms. Do you?
He
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
He totally does.
Google
Yeah.
it. Yep.
All right, I'll Google that. Number 3, Ron Zapaka is the best rum to drink while watching live streams.
You're goddamn right. It is.
I can't drink, so I'm trusting your word on this.
I was actually drinking that the night I was doing Amnesia.
Oh, fuck. Dude, we're not talking about Amnesia because
No more Amnesia talk.
no,
Done.
no more. No more. No more.
And 4.
4 things I want to see you guys do. Play, and it is a game called
Cash and
someone
guns.
Cash and Guns.
Cash and guns.
Ooh.
What is this? Is this like an actual physical board game?
I think it is.
It
You know
is.
what? I could pick it up and bring it to SakuraCon. And
Oh,
then we
yeah.
could
Oh,
film
yeah.
ourselves doing that. That actually
But-
wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, it wouldn't. But I mean, look, we got karaoke, we got our Dungeons and Dragons.
We have
Oh,
a DDR tournament.
DDR
Fucking Joe.
Oh, my fat ass on a fucking pad again. I don't want to do that.
Are we doing taiko drums too then? Because I
Oh,
love
okay,
me
yeah.
some
Yeah.
taiko drums.
Oh man.
So
So
all right,
good.
we're good. We got a lot coming up in March, and a lot more too coming up. If you have heard the previous episode, I think I wasn't even sure if it was after recording for our Patreon listeners or not, but hey, we have some things going on. We are definitely doing an SBR next week, October 29th. So we will probably tweet some ideas that we're going to be talking about, right? I think so. Maybe.
Mhm.
Anyways, this is signed. Regards, Andrew, Brock effing Samson from
Brock
Fanfrit.
effing Samson.
That's a great name.
Fucking
awesome name.
Venture Brothers.
I love Venture, but it's coming back soon. I'm excited.
Ooh. Well,
Hype.
I think that's it because my mouth is dry and
Yeah.
I have nothing to drink. So
Cotton
I've been
Candy.
drinking, but my mouth's still dry. Stupid alcohol.
You're drinking the wrong thing. Well, maybe the right thing.
I'm drinking the right things.
Yeah, I wish I could drink it. If you want to find our podcast, you can find us on iTunes or you can find us on our website, sequencebreak.com, which I believe is still forwarding to another address because Oro, is our new website getting close to being finished?
No,
All right. So it's not.
please look forward to it.
Exactly.
I was thinking it.
You can find our
and
Twitter
then,
account at SBXIV. Our email is still the same because Oro, is it getting done?
I mean, I started it, but people were saying blah 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 blah, so I have to
No.
work out the rest
Well,
of it.
we'll fix it when we get there.
We will fix it when we get there, but so far you can still email us at podcast@zondensuken.net. If you have questions, comments, if you have concerns, if you want to know, I don't know, what color underwear Jeff is wearing, email us and ask. And we'll tell you.
Strawberry.
Is it strawberry? Dude, I'm jealous.
Strawberry
Salmon.
print.
Strawberry panties.
Shit. Man,
Ponzu.
I need some. Why aren't you sharing, Jeff?
Wasn't he sharing a strawberry panties?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's better than a cod piece. What am I gonna do with a fucking cod piece?
The only
What are you gonna
reason I
do with
say
somebody
What if it's
else's
strawberry scented?
strawberry panties?
the only
What
reason
if
I
it's
say
strawberry
that
scented? Come on.
is there's a Strawberry Panties character in Excalibur.
Yes.
And they're
And
awesome.
Maybe I'm saying that's me. Maybe.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not me.
But they say that can't be you.
But
That
it
would
can't.
be
not, you
that
know.
would be an M Night Shyamalan twist if that was you.
Oh. Anyways, I believe I gave out our Twitter account SBXIV. If you want to follow us on Twitch, we are Sequence Break. We will be looking to stream our SBR on the 29th of October and look forward to us streaming our crazy fucking shenanigans sometime maybe this week. That is, if we can break free from the confines of the real life chains.
Stupid real life.
Stupid
Real life is the worst. Don't
It
grow up,
is.
kids.
Yeah, never grow up. Always be a Toys R Us kid.
Never surrender.
Mommy, wow. Bum,
I'm
ba-da-ba-da.
a
I'm a
big
big
kid
kid
now.
now. Bum, bum.
This is the time where we do our plugs, any shout outs, whatever. Jeff, go ahead and go first. Keep it short.
Like an Asian.
Wow. No, you'd know, but still.
No, I have nothing to say. Follow us, please. Look forward to content.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to plug our Patreon because I am so fucking tired.
That's
If you
right.
want to support us on Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/SBXIV. I believe we are at $131 of support. And
Woo!
I even forgot, we actually have another supporter.
Yay!
I have to load it up because I usually go through the emails and be like, okay, that one and that one. Forgot to do that. We have our supporter.
Oh wow, we do.
We do.
Thank you. I'm saying this before your name's even.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the name. I'm
David
curious.
Weiss.
Thank you,
I know
David.
that name.
Actually, there is another name on here which I didn't get the email for, which I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, what happened? Norissa Zaldori. Thank you for supporting us.
Wait, Kella.
Yeah.
That's Vivi.
So he did it twice?
No, David is Vivi. I remember him saying he was gonna Patreon subscribe, so yay!
No. There's two different names, I'm saying.
Oh, there's another name? Oh god.
There's
yeah,
Narissa.
I said Norissa Zaldori.
Ooh, I missed that one. Thank you! I don't know who you are. But thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, we said the first name and I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Oh, no, I know that name because, yes, that's Vivi on Twitter. So we're at $136 per month, which is great. It means that I have the money to go and pay the shipping to Australia, and we are saving up for more stuff. I know some people like some microphones, audio software, and of course, most importantly, our hosting, which is taken care of. Thank you for that. Oh yeah. So now more plugs. Cirician?
Hi. Yeah. Come say hi to me on Twitter. CIRRISIAN. It keeps me company while I'm at work and crying.
Because I can't keep you company.
Because you're at work and crying.
Lonely.
I am at work crying.
I'm so lonely.
Joe.
Follow me on Twitter, J0SHIMITSU. I will be streaming a lot this weekend because it is the Street Fighter V beta and they extended the PC beta by one extra day.
Ooh.
So I will be streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not all 72 hours, but a lot of that time will be streaming, and I will only stop streaming before I go to work or when I go to work. And hopefully I can get in. You guys can see me try to learn this game and hopefully beat people up and swear a lot.
Sweet.
And yeah.
And that oral person. Yeah, whatever.
I'm a big kid, look what I can do. I can wear big kid's pants too.
And I can pull them off and on.
You have to pause before you do it.
He did a
Let
do-do-do.
me strangle you now.
Doot
Doop
doot.
doop.
Die, motherfucker.
Okay. Took a dark turn.
Well, are you
What
gonna
happened
give
to
your
the
plug
queue?
or not?
No, I'm done. That's
All
that.
right.
Oh, I did my thing.
Okay, fine. You know what? If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at CALAERA. I think that is all. And we're
That's
done.
all, folks.
Akamitsu.net.
Really? Really?
Guys, I snorted scotch and it hurts.
Ow!
What'd
Yeah,
you
we
do
will
there?
be quiet.
Because you guys made me laugh and now it's in the back of my nose.
That's
and it
not
hurts.
nasal spray. I don't think
That's
that
not
does
where it
anything for your
goes.
sinuses.
It could have been worse. It could have
Could
been
have
worse.
been cum.
Ew.
We should buy one of these for SoccerCon. I linked it in the
You
thing.
couldn't wait until we were done before you.
We were so close.
Well, we're in that explicit tag.
Yeah, we
Say
should
goodbye,
get-
everyone.
We should get one of those.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.